All right, let's talk about confidence when it comes to trading. That's one of the big things, right? Because we cover discipline, we cover execution, we cover a lot of different concepts. Where, like I said last week, you can know support and resistance, you can know supply demand, you can know fibs, EMAs, RSIs, MACDs, Bollinger Bands. You can have all the strategies under the belt, but if you don't have those things, right, like discipline, execution, and confidence to take the trades, stick to your strategy, stick to your plans, then you're not going to be able to find success, right? Because if you're lacking the confidence, then you're going to be sitting there really nervous, and nervousness is going to cause you to start having emotional reactions when you're trading, right? So we want to build up the confidence to trust in ourselves so that we can confidently take on positions. When you have true confidence, not that random confidence just because you hoping, not the hope confidence, right? But true confidence that's back through your knowledge, back through repetition, back through your experience, then you're going to also be more comfortable scaling into positions higher where you say, okay, I could put 1,000 on the trade, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, right? That comes with you building your confidence. So first thing that we're talking about when it comes to building your confidence is celebrating your wins. Right. I see a lot of people in the chat and just in general who kick themselves and beat themselves up when they lose, but they don't celebrate and apply that same energy to their wins. And you got to think about a lot of these things are going to be small psychological things that if you really think about them, you can see how it can affect whether you're going to be more confident or less confident, right? If you're focusing on the smaller stuff or your losses, the losses more than the wins, then you're going to start paying more attention to the losses. You're going to be drawn to the losses. You're going to be looking at the losses, and you're going to start beating yourself up, right? Celebrate your wins as well and cheer yourself on. Give yourself a pat on the back. Reward yourself, right? Actually withdraw money from your account. Actually do that. If you haven't withdrawn money from your account within the past month, put a 1 in the chat. If you haven't withdrawn money, all right? I think that's a big thing that also limits confidence, because you're not giving yourself a tangible reward to be able to say, yo, I actually did this thing, right? And look at all the ones in the chat, all right? So I understand if you might have took a loss the past 30 days, but if you made some gains, you have to pay yourself, right? Otherwise, you're going to start losing the actual connection, because the whole point of trading for you in the first place typically is to create some sort of income, right? So make sure you're paying yourself or setting it aside if you have a longer term thing, all right? Number 2, small, quick victories build momentum, right? So if you take plus 10%, plus 10%, plus 10%, minus 10, plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, minus 10, right? Every time you get that win, you get that little kick of, oh, yes, I got one, right? Don't spend the time looking back at, oh, man, if I held it, it would have been this, and right? That's not the thing. Focus on what happened. You won, right? Most traders don't win, right? You won. You used to not win. You won, right? So give yourself a pat on the back and let that momentum carry on so you can say, okay, I can do this. Even if it's not looking at a 500% gain, I can get 20%, right? I can get 10%. And if you know that you can get 10%, then you know that you can continuously get 10%. And that means that you can build up and scale up off of that while you are learning to be able to get 20%, 30%, and so on. Okay? So let those things stack up and let the momentum carry you with confidence, right? Small victories, get them quick. Get quick victories, it builds your confidence. Number 3, focus on what you're having success with, okay? We talked about it before, talking about it again. Rather than strategy hopping, rather than time frame hopping, rather than indicator hopping, rather than ticker hopping, rather than Discord hopping, rather than teacher hopping, analyst hopping, all the types of hopping you can do, focus on what you're having success with, because the more you do that thing, you're going to continue to get deeper and deeper and better with that one thing that you're having success with. And if you're already having success with it, then that's going to get more success. All right. So once you have a strategy that can bring you, $500 a week, right? Work on focusing on getting deeper with that one so it can go from 500 a week to 700 a week, right? To 900 a week, to 1,000 a week, right? Focus in on what you're having success with. Don't worry about the things that's not working for you, as far as worry, right? Because you can always get better at those, but you don't have to have a bunch of pieces, right? Again, we talked about Quinn. Quinn was here, on like 2 classes ago, last class. Quinn talked about how he trades one ticker, one time frame, one strategy, right? And he's having success with that. And he scaled himself up with that, right? So this is all stuff that you could do as well, because you don't have to have 4, 5, 6 different strategies and 4, 5, 6 different tickers and 4, 5, 6 different time frames, right? It might seem cool to be like, yeah, I could trade this and that and this and that and this and that. And granted, it becomes helpful when you're trading in that consolidated market to be able to trade in a range. When you're trading in a trending market, if you only know how to trade consolidation, right, then you're not going to be able to capitalize on that. So it is helpful to expand yourself, but you want to make sure that you're focusing in on what you have success with. And now I know that even if I'm not trying this new thing out because I got bored, I know I can still do 10%, 20%, 30%, right? Because I've built the success patterns with that. Okay. Number 4, get the reps in and track your progress. All right. Confidence comes a lot from achievement, right? But if you're not looking at what you're actually doing and tracking what you're doing to see the growth, then you're not going to feel confident that anything's working. If you go and you're judging, say you're going to the gym and you're judging your growth in the gym based on looking in the mirror every day versus your lifts improving versus your weight improving, whatever the thing is that you're using to measure, if you're not using those things, you might not notice a difference in yourself. Right? You might not notice a difference in your figure if you lost 5 pounds. I know for sure if you're going to the gym and you're getting stronger and now you added another 10 pounds to your max on bench, on squat or whatever, it really might not be that noticeable in the mirror, right? But if you're tracking it based on what you're trying to achieve, you're noticing the increases. You're noticing that before I couldn't do 10 reps with that weight. Now I could do 15 with it, right? And so it's the same thing along with trading, is you have to look at where you're coming from and look at where you're going and track it so you can see, hey, you know what? I'm not at the extreme level of where I want to be, but I have improved where I used to have a 30% win rate on my trades. Now I have 40. Okay, I'm getting better. All right. I used to pull, I used to not make money. I used to have every week I was pretty much negative. Now I just had a profitable week. It was $10. It was $50. That's gas. You know what I'm saying? That's groceries, right? That's $50 for groceries, $50 for gas. That is improvement. That's $50. That's not a negative week, right? And so when you're doing that and you notice those things and you allow yourself to be in those, then you again get the confidence to say, you know what? This is working. I'm making progress. All right, this is going good. I'm gonna check in with y'all. If this is helpful, if this is making sense, give me a 2 in the chat. Give me a 2. I gotta check in. Give me a 2. All right. Confidence. You want to be confident. You want to be confident. There we go. I like it. Good. Cool. All right. Let's keep rolling. 5. Appreciate y'all engaging. 5. Always allow yourself to mess up and learn. I'm confident because I already went through the worst and learned, right? Like that whole thing. When you've been at the bottom and you learned, right, 2 parts of it, and then you started coming out of it, you have more confidence because you already know, what the worst is, and you know where you were and the type of person you were when you were at the bottom. So as you're coming out the bottom, it's kind of like once you're coming out, you kind of ain't got no choice because there's only one way to go. right? So when you think about it and you're like, yo, I blew an account, like the only two options is either you keep blowing accounts or you end up becoming profitable, right? And if you are learning from the accounts that you've blown, then I learned, oh, I blew this account because I was putting too much on trades. All right, well, that's going to stop. Now I'm blowing accounts because I traded a bunch of lottos on earnings. All right, I'm going to stop trading lottos on earnings, right? And you start eliminating those things, then now you're going to be able to stop. You're going to stop because you're eliminating the things that are causing that, right? It's all cause and effect. You're eliminating the causes that give the effect of blowing your account. Factor in what causes giving the effect of you becoming profitable. And now you're going to continue to build into that. All right, cool. I know I'm not going to make this mistake again, right? That's where that confidence is. I'm not making that mistake no more. I know the mistake. All right. So I'm confident that I'm improving because I know what not to do. Right. Kiera, talk about believing in yourself. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right. All of this goes into believing yourself, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it and just say believe in yourself just because alone. Like that's going to get it alone. You have to believe in yourself by doing certain things that give you the confidence to truly believe, right? Because it's parts to it, just off of belief without education, without experience, without taking the time to learn is more hope. Yeah, that's something we got to talk about another time, right? So compare yourself to your past, right? Compare yourself to the past rather than others, right? So instead of looking at, man, Jordan is like this and Zay's calling these trades and Moody just did this 500% and this person's doing that. And I saw this guy on Instagram. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Look at where you've been. Look at where you're at, right? Look at how much improvement you've made or lack thereof. And you have to be real with yourself, right? Because again, we're not talking about building blind confidence where I think I can just go fight a professional fighter just because right? We're talking about building confidence that's backed and based in you. I'm getting a call. They're gonna have to wait, bro. I'm gonna get on the class. Yeah, they're gonna have to get on this class. So you're building your confidence in what you're actually doing, right? I'm confident in my free throws because I went and practiced 100 free throws a day, and I wouldn't leave the gym till I hit 100 made ones. I'm confident, not just because I could. I'm me, man. Anything I do, like I'm confident I can hit this shot because I practiced it. I'm confident that I can win trades because I've studied, I've practiced, I've back tested, I've researched, I've gotten the reps, I've taken thousands of trades. I've studied those trades to improve myself. I'm confident, right? You're confident at your job because you've been doing your job 5 years. You're confident and you've been performing well, right? So, y'all funny. Right? So that's the thing is we want your confidence to be there, but we also want your confidence to be rooted in something where you can hold it and like it's backed. You feel me? So when I'm saying again, compare yourself to your past, not others, is look at yourself, look at where you're going, understand that your journey is different from others. Your learning style is different from others. Your experience will be different from others, right? Your process, all of it is going to be different, right? But when you look at yourself and you see the growth, now again, it's just stacking. It's momentum. It's all the same thing. It's just creating that understanding with yourself to say, yo, I actually am doing this. This is working. This is making progress, right? So that's number 6. Number seven, get great at controlling your controllables. I feel like this one could really sum up a lot of stuff for a lot of people. When we're trading, We can't control everything, right? We can't control what Powell says, what the president says, who declares a war on who and when, right? There's a lot of things we can't control. Uh, Price, we can't control price, right? So there's things that we can't control that we can't allow to throw us off because we can't control it, right? There's things that we can control. And the things that we can control are the things that we get good at so that then when the uncontrollables happen, we can then move in a process that makes sense, right? Like having contingency plans, you know, having plans in general, right? So work on your entries, right? Work on your entries, study your entries, figure out how to make them better, whether it's time frame, whether it's indicators, whether it's days of the week, hours of the day, because you know certain hours are more volatile and you're not used to trading volatility. So you're going to opt to trade a less volatile time, right? Maybe you prefer trading extra volatile times. So look at those things. Same thing with the exit, right? Is it time frame? Is it indicators? Is it price action? Whatever things you need to factor in to where now you can say, I can confidently trade between these times, right? Because I've studied the entries. I know how to look at a 5 minute, see the trend on a 5 or the 15, and then go down to the 1 minute to get a super sniper entry that I'm gonna carry over on the 5 and manage my trade on the 5, right? Because I've studied it, I've practiced it, right? Same thing with your exits, right? Your strategy. Hey, I know this is my strategy for when the Fed is about to have a meeting. Some people trade both sides. Hey, Powell about to speak, market about to go crazy one way or another. CPI finna come out tomorrow. Whatever the case is, GDP about to drop, whatever. So I'm gonna get a call and a put, all right? Because I know there's gonna be inflated volatility, and I know the market's gonna make a crazy move in one direction or the other, and I can just cut whichever one starts lacking, hold the one that's packing, and we can go ahead and ride up, right? That's strategy. So you can confidently trade on days, like I've said all the time, right? I don't care who's speaking. I don't care what's coming out. Okay, so if he's speaking at 2:00, I'm gonna just trade before 2:00, right? I'm not letting that uncontrollable affect my confidence to do what I need to do. But that's because I have the experience and the knowledge of figuring out how to still control what I can control in a way where that environmental shift doesn't throw me, right? Studying, right? You can become more confident through your knowledge. Apply it to like grade school. In grade school, if you know you ain't study for that test, you was not confident when they start passing around that test. But you know, if you study like crazy and you sit next to the smartest kid in class, you confident, right? Because you're controlling your controllables. You can't control what's on the test, but you can control what you study, just like the market, right? We can't control what the market will do, but we can control how we study different variables that tie into strategies and ways of seeing the market. If you study what DC is talking about when it comes to the macroeconomics and how the macroeconomics affect the market, if you study what Kim is talking about with the Elliott wave, or what Moody's talking about with the strat, or what anybody is talking about that you can put into your own way, then now you have these different ways of seeing the market. And now you have the smart kids sitting right here, the teacher's daughter sitting next to you, but she ain't gonna snitch on you if you cheat. All right, you done studied, so you don't even really need to cheat like that. You know, like it's a cheat code. You got the study guide, right? But you control that. If you choose to not study, if you choose to not look at your strategy and hone your strategy, if you choose to not work on identifying how to improve your entries, improve your exits, how do you gain confidence? You can't, right? You can't, because confidence is going to be rooted in your progress, and you're not going to progress if you're not doing certain things to make progress. All right, and then E for 7E is practice, right? Practice, practice, practice. Practice could be back testing. Practice could be quizzing yourself on charts. That's kind of starting into studying. Practice could be paper trading. Practice could be real trading with a smaller account. All right. So while you're working on your strategies, have two accounts. Have your main account that, like number 3, you're focusing on what you're having success with. Hey, I make a bunch of money, or I do great swing trading. I got that on lock. I'm trying to work on my day trading skills. I'm a day trade with this $1,000 account, $500 account, whatever it is. And I work on that. Still got this making my bag over here. But now I'm practicing and building my skill set. And as I see my success continue to increase, I get more confident in my ability that's tied to my achievement. And now I can start, scaling up my day trading, right? Are y'all still with me? Give me a 3 in the chat if you're still with me. Give me a 3, give me a 3. Give me a 3. Dana's still here, Craig's still here, Donna's still here, Mayur's still here, Eartha, Kiana, Blockchain, H-Pat, Toya. Oh God, I missed somebody. Rothschild, Dora Rashad. Okay, I see y'all. Quinn, James, Dwayne. I'm gonna try Kasia. Man, see, I've been a little off my game lately with names. Usually I be getting them. All right, Kiana, for sure. Bet. We still rocking. All right. Number 8. We got 2 more up here. It was a third one. I mean, a 10th one. I kind of forgot. Number 8. Accept that every trade isn't going to be a banger, but you can still turn every trade into a learning experience and get better. All right. Every trade isn't going to be a winner. All right. We talked about this last class. You have to give yourself room. Because if you don't give yourself room to fail, then you're not going to ever see what you're capable of doing. The Wright brothers made that plain. If they was like, hey, well, if it starts to go down, it's a wrap, we're done, it wouldn't have planes, at least not by them. They would never got it because they didn't give themselves room to fail so they could fix stuff. And all the other examples of people who you guys, stories like they failed at this, failed at that. Michael Jordan didn't make the high school basketball team, right? All that stuff. But if you give yourself room to fail, then you can definitively say, hey, this didn't work. I need to change this, right? And we talk about that when it comes to testing out your trading strategies and your trading system, is if you set up a system or a strategy for yourself and you give it 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending on how many trades you're taking, you give it enough time where you can look at it and get a clear assessment of, hey, okay, I took 50 trades with this. My win rate was 30%. My losers were twice the size of my winners. I can confidently say this strategy did not work for me, right? Now you can move on or adjust and tweak to improve that. But if every time you took a trade and it made a red candle when you was in calls and it made one red candle, so you were like, oh, crap, I got to get out. Or it broke one lower wick and you're like, oh, crap, I got to get out. It's about to go down. And then it flips back up to going green. And you were like, man, if I had just stayed in, I would have, man, if I had trusted myself, man, you got to do it, right? And a lot of that comes with like the easiest way. What Craig said, tell me about it. The easiest way, I think initially is just using a smaller amount of money that you can tie to something else and be like, if I lose it, it's straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm gonna put $50 on this trade. I'm going to let it run out. This is my system. This is my plan. Let me see what happens. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Dang, I was wrong. I lost that 50. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, I guess I'm just not finna take that girl on a date this week. Like, she gonna have to come over here and hop on class with me and Jordan because that's our date. All right, Jordan and chill. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta accept that that's gonna happen and give yourself room. And as you go through that process, then you're like, okay, I see what's wrong. Okay, now I can fix it. Because when you think again, like trading, so much like logic really say today. If you think logically about the habits you're forming for your trading and how you want to go about your trading career, right? Anybody you talk to about trading, they usually don't say they want to just trade for like 1 year and be done, right? If you don't give yourself the chance to let what you're testing out really be tested, because you cutting it short, your stop loss is 20% is what you're testing, but you see it go down 10%, you're like, ah, crap, let me cut it, all right? If you don't give yourself the room to truly test, your whole trading career is going to look like you doing that exact thing on every trade. Oh, it's doing looking scared every time the chart go against you for 2 seconds. But if you say, you know what, cool, I set my stops like this, my stop is below the support, right? So if it breaks support, I'm out. But if it just tests support, I'm still in. The support, baby, is supposed to bounce. You feel me? Supply, demand, right? However you want to look at it, your fibs, your EMAs, whatever, right? If you test it, then you can say, oh man, this cool. Oh, I'm down 5%, but that don't matter because it's still above the EMA, right? I've tested it. I know that out of 100 trades that I took on SPY, that if I trade it like this, X, Y, and Z all line up and I enter, that out of 100 trades, 10 of them are going to come down and test the EMA, break it, and then shoot back up right through it, right? The only ones that I'm taking a loss on are the ones that actually close below. Other ones shoot back through and then they keep going. So it's testing it right now. I'm chilling. If it closed below, I'm out. That's why I size appropriately. I size in a way that allows me to truly let my strategy work out, not in a way where I have to penny pinch and close 5% down and not give it a chance to work because I put too much of my account on the trade, right? I'm consolidating on a bull flag, but I'm down 15%, and now I'm getting out even though it's a bull flag about to break out in my direction because I put too much on the account. All right, Dwayne said, do you scale in your positions when a trade is going in your favor for day trading? Yeah, bro. So it depends on the type of trade I'm taking. My scale ins are other potential entries, right? So if we say we break out, I get in calls on a breakout. It's going up, it pulls back. I got a prime example in the chat. I don't know if you're a member with full access or not. I don't remember what day it was. I got in something that was breaking out, and then that was Snapchat. I got in it on a breakout, went up like 15% or whatever it was, and then it started bull flagging, right? And so I was, sending a screenshot in the group. I was like, yo, we bull flagging. This could be our next leg up, right? On that bull flag, when it broke the bull flag, I added more because that's continuing trend, one, and then two, it's another bullish entry. That bull flag on its own is a valid entry. So yeah, I do scale in positions when they're moving in my favor, but not just randomly scale, but I'm scaling on positions that are more entries, right? More triggers. All right. So that's how I'm looking at scaling, not just because. All right. And then number 9, right? Number 9 for building confidence as a trader. Number 9 is how you talk to yourself and how you think, right? Removing words like can't from your vocabulary and from your thought process. I can't trade on the 1 minute. I can't trade without my indicators. I can't trade on day that the Fed's speaking that there's earnings this week. I can't trade this week because it's earnings week. Like whatever other can'ts, right? Is whack because it's not true. The reality is you can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you choose to put your time into doing, and you can learn whatever you choose to put your time into doing. Right? Y'all who know me for a while know that this is my first year day trading. First year. Like I started in January, day trading. I didn't start scalping till May. And I was scalping on the 1 minute from the jump. Like, I bet I'm hopping on the one. You know what I'm saying? Running it. Boom, 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 win, win, win. Right? Calling out trades, live trading on the 1 minute. Boom, boom. You know, so it's nothing you can't do. Because if I can trade on the 1 minute, you could trade on the 1 minute. It's the same chart. You just have to learn how it works for you, right? So talking to yourself in a way like it's something I'm missing, right? It's something I'm not seeing. Might not be the case. You might see it. You might just not know what to do with it, right? So instead of it's something I'm missing, you know, it's something I need to learn differently, right? How am I viewing this? How can I improve, right? Just switching the tone gives you the confidence so you're not talking down on yourself, right? But lift yourself up. You know, damn, I lost 500 this week. You lost 1,000 last week. That's progress. You're moving in the right direction. Man, I only made $200. You want to give it back? I'll take it. If you don't want your $200, give it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to talk to yourself in a way where you give yourself confidence and you uplift yourself, right? The same way people say, I believe in you, or I'm proud of you, or you can do it. And you get like a little, oh, they believe in me. Do it with yourself, right? You with yourself all day. Encourage yourself, right? Yo, you know what? This look a little rough, but I can figure this out. Especially when, like I always talk about, bro, you look at the setup you have and the resources you have available to you, right? We do live trading. If you want to get better at looking at setups for day trading, hop on the live trading sessions that we do every day and ask the dude who's live trading about live trading. Like when you're trying to trade live, right? We have classes throughout the week. Ask questions on the class. We have a questions channel. Ask questions there. You have a lesson recording library where it's a bunch of classes that we've taught on a bunch of stuff, right? So you don't have to go through the, I don't know this, I don't know that, I don't know where to start. It's a free course for beginners. I say it every weekend, right? And you have people in the group who have grown and have learned who will support you, right? So if y'all got questions, y'all can put them in the chat. We're going to recap. Building confidence as a trader is not complicated, but it all starts with you in your mind being open to the idea that you can become more confident, that you can become better, that you can reach your goals, right? Like you have to truly, truly, truly just say, you know what? I'm going to go for it. And if I miss it, it's all right, because I know how to get better the second time I go for it. All right. 2021 was my first year making six figures. My first year making six figures. And in January of 2021, what I said to myself right here, with this whiteboard right here, I ain't had this one yet. I said, you know what? I said, bro, I'm a bad MF, bro. I said, I'm a bad MF. Just, you know, keep PG-13. So I can make six figures in a year if I wanted to. There's other folks doing it. I just need to figure out what they know so that I can know it, so that I can do it. Because once I know it, I'm going to do it, right? And that's, I made six figures that year, right? And it was different. It was a lot of learning, but I also didn't give myself a choice for failure. And this is like just getting deeper into me and I guess how I move and how I think and how I perceive things, is I didn't give myself a choice to fail, right? It wasn't I don't believe in plan Bs. I don't believe in giving myself a way out, right? So either it is or it's not, right? I only have one choice. My choice is I choose to be successful at this thing. Okay, now how do I figure out how to get there, right? Dwayne, how long have I been trading? Actively trading, this is year 6 of active trading. Next year will be my 11th year in the market. Next year will be year 11. actively trading. I believe this is year 6 or 7. Yep. Yep. And I'm gonna touch on this because that's another thing I used to get a lot. I know people think about it a lot. Is like, how long does it take to be profitable? How long does it take to build confidence? How long does it take to do any of these things? And it's just however long you decide to make it take. Right? Take it back to like school. You know, they give you a project, the project due in 3 months. Why you don't start working on it till the last week? All right, you got a project at work. Why you don't start really getting the project done at work till the last week? Right? Like, stuff is gonna take you however long you allow it to take you. You know, you could choose to say, all right, I'm gonna get this trading stuff down. I'll by the end of the year. How am I gonna accomplish that? Well, I'm gonna get on these classes. MSC they got these classes throughout the week. I'm gonna get on those, right? When I'm sitting at the barbershop waiting, when I'm sitting at the salon waiting for my hair to be ready for me to go into the chair, I'm gonna be reading something. I'm gonna be looking at a chart. On the weekends, I'm gonna be back testing strategies. Right, I'm gonna be looking at crypto, practicing different things. I'm gonna get a paper trade account for my strategies I'm trying to test. I'm gonna have my regular account for whatever I'm normally doing. I'm gonna talk to people. I'm gonna find somebody who can trade with me and hold me accountable, right? So that somebody can hold me accountable. And now when I say this is my trading strategy, and then when I start trading against it, they can bring me back and be like, nah, that ain't what you said you was gonna do. Right? You said you're gonna do this. You're like, oh, I'm right. Right? I'm gonna keep a trade log so I can see that if I'm making progress, I can know if it was strategy A or strategy B or strategy C and not be confused because I've been trading 3 different strategies. So I don't know what's making me successful. Or if you're losing money, I don't know what's losing me money because I'm doing 8 different things. So I'm gonna log my trades, right? So it all comes down to how intensely and how frequently do you do the things that you need to do to make yourself successful, right? And that's how you shrink your time with getting great at trading. That's how I started doing what I'm doing, teaching folks. Like, I was like, yo, I know folks ain't gonna be doing it as long as I did it to get it right. Folks be tapping out. So is taking advantage of the resources, applying yourself, and giving yourself no other option but to succeed, and just finding a way. You know, it's gonna be rough spots, but you just gotta find a way. Did I start with Forex? No. Nah, I was already trading stocks for like about my 6th year trading stocks. People got me on Forex wave. I did it for like 3 months and then stopped, and then got back in it and then stopped again. So no, I didn't start with Forex. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, celebrate your wins. Get small, quick victories. 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. That's cool. You don't need a bunch. You don't need 50. It's easier to get 10% than it is to get 50. Technically. All right. All right. But you build yourself up to where you like, yeah, bro, 50 is easy too. You know? But if you can get 10% confidently, then scale up and you just keep making that 10% count. Right? 10% on a rack is 100. Do it 5 times. That's $500. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool. Right. But if you know you can confidently do it, then you can start making it to 2 racks on it, 3 racks on it, 4 racks on it. Right. 5 racks on a trade, 10%. That's $500. All right. Do it 5 times. You got 2.5. Got 2,500. Do that every week. You know, you 6 figures from trading. Right. It's just off 10%. Right. Small, quick victories. You at least know you can do it. And that's the thing a lot of people got to realize, you know, when you get your wins, it's like, yo, as long as your win isn't random, that's why you need a strategy or a plan so that you can then duplicate what you did, right? If it's not replicatable, then you can't do it long term. You need something that you can easily replicate where I can go to Quinn and be like, hey, bro, if you do this and this, you're going to make money. You just do it. Just keep, that's all you just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over again, right? Buy it when it hits support and then put a stop loss below the support. If you buy a support and put your stop below support and take profit, you know what I'm saying? We talk about that. But you gonna win more than you lose. You know, and if you do lose, or when you do lose, it's gonna be small. But when you win, it's gonna be big. Right? Focus on what you're having success with. Don't look at the areas where you're lacking. Focus on where you're strong at. Continue to get strong in there. Right? Trading, you can be one-dimensional and be fine with trading. You can only scalp and be good. You can only day trade. You can only swing. Right? You can only do leaps and be good. You could take 4 trades a year and be straight. You can't. Right? Get your reps in and track your progress. Get your reps in. You have to see what you're doing so that you can be able to do it confidently, right? You got to keep doing it. You're not going to be confident about something you ain't never did, right? That's anything. We get more confidence the more we do it. Leaps are going to be like your longer term positions. Like once you're in the option for like 6 months, 2-3 years, those are your leaps. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's like right now, everything for sure. Everything's sold off. Amazon is at like $99 right now. And you like, you know, it might go down some more, but I know by 2025, and I believe the 2025 expirations are out. You know, 2025, I know it's going to be back up. So you could buy a 120 strike, you know, call for 2025. That's elite, right? Number 5, allow yourself to mess up and learn, which is kind of like number 8, right? You have to give yourself room to fail so you can see what you need to fix. If you don't let yourself fail, you'll never know what you need to fix, and you'll have false confidence because you think you're invincible, but you're not invincible. You just always cut your trades at minus 1%. So you don't even know what's wrong with your trades in the first place. And you're going to end up with a bunch of minus ones instead of figuring out how to prevent a bunch of minus ones, right? Those minus ones might have turned into plus 50s if you just let them work. So allow yourself to fail and allow yourself to learn from the failures. And then even when you lose, you're not going to be hurt because you're like, yo, I'm finna learn from this. I bet you won't make this mistake no more, right? And you might make it again, but you're going to make it less frequently, right? Compare yourself to your past rather than others. Look at yourself. Use yourself as a measuring guide. Where was I 5 months ago? Where was I 3 months ago? Where am I now? Okay, I'm still not Jordan, but I'm a better version of me. I'm a better Donna. I'm a better Toya. I'm a better Evelyn. I'm a better Travis. I'm a better T. I'm a better Bridget, right? That's the goal. The goal isn't to be Jordan. The goal isn't to be whoever you see on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. That's not the goal. The goal is to be a better version of yourself, to get the goal that you have for yourself. All right? So focus in on yourself. Control your controllables and get good at those. Your entry, your exits, your strategies, studying and practicing, right? That way, no matter what the market is doing, because you've gotten better at those, you can confidently trade in a bear market and a bull market, right? People who don't know about puts are scared, have been scared out their mind and have just been losing money. Easy enough example right there. People who don't know about puts, who don't know about shorting, who don't know about inverse ETFs, have just been losing money all year and didn't even know there's something they could do about it. Because instead of studying, right, one of the controllables, instead of finding strategies to make money in a downtrending market, they focusing on what they can't control, which is price, Fed raising interest rates, right? The overall market direction. They're focusing on that they can't control, losing money, instead of focusing on, okay, bet this is going down. How can I make money when the stock market is going down? Type it up. Oh, bet puts, shorts, inverse ETFs. Oh, okay, cool. Let me figure out how to do this so I can make money, hedge myself against this crappy market, right? So you got to do that with yourself, because then you become more confident in your ability to make money in the market. Accept that every trade isn't going to be a banger. And then again, number 9, talk positively about yourself, right? Don't give yourself can'ts, give yourself can, right? Like number 1 says, celebrate your wins. Instead of putting for number 1, don't focus on losers, I put celebrate your wins. That's positive language, right? Focus on the positive, and you're going to think more positive, and you're going to be more positive. You focus on the negative, you talk negatively, you're going to be more negative, all right? That's it for class. That's it for class. Let me stop that recording. This